We are now swiftly moving on to welcome to the stage the European Commissioner for Startups, Research and Innovation, Ms. Ekaterina Zaharieva.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to start with two stories that I believe capture very well the themes of this year's conference: sovereignty, security, and industrial transformation. The first comes from a place that has received quite some attention lately. The European startup Astrolight from Lithuania is deploying a pioneering facility in Greenland with the help of the European Space Agency. It is called Optical Ground Station, and its objective is to make space communication faster and safer from foreign interference. To do so, it will use novel laser technologies rather than the usual radio frequencies. And all of these will be 70% cheaper. The second story is geographically closer, but just as important. After associating to Horizon only months after the Russian invasion in 2022, last year Ukraine also joined our Copernicus program. Thanks to this partnership, Ukraine will benefit from our cutting-edge observation data. This will support post-war reconstruction, strengthen energy security, and monitor environmental risk, supporting Ukraine today while also making Europe safer tomorrow. Together, these stories show something important, that across and beyond our continent, Europe is building its technological sovereignty. Through space and through cooperation, even today's geopolitical reality. Innovation is at the core of these developments. It is also at the core of the industrial transformation we need to position our continent in a fast-growing space economy, which is estimated to reach 1.5 trillion euro by 2035, growing at an average 9% per year. An innovative space sector, from fundamental research to startup and scale-ups, can be a powerful motor of European competitiveness, not only beyond our planetary boundaries, but here inside our single market. This is why, over the past years, Europe invested deeply in space innovation. Horizon 2020 and Horizon Europe dedicated over 2 billion euros in Earth observation, Earth system models, and downstream applications. This translated into better tools for climate adaptation and agriculture, faster disaster response, and stronger security capabilities. The European Innovation Council has supported groundbreaking space startups, helping them scale. From Germany's Atmos, which is developing reusable space capsules, to Bulgaria's Endurosat in laser, a leader in nanosatellites able to provide images with 1.5 meter resolution. And last year, we launched the first ever European Space Act to reduce the cost of businesses, harmonize space regulatory frameworks, and make it easier for startups and SMEs to grow across our borders. But we are not done. Earlier this morning, you have heard from Commissioner Kubilius about our ambition for the next long-term EU budget. A new competitiveness fund will increase our defense, security, and space investments 5 times. And the next Horizon Europe program will be a central pillar of this effort. I heard the French European Minister to quote my dear colleague Andrius, to put the boots on the moon, and actually that's why we did propose a moonshots in Horizon, as we call them, exactly moonshots, and one of the moonshots actually is exactly linked with space. We really believe that we should think big. We have everything that we need to achieve it. So it will be also a lot of focus, not only in competitiveness fund for space, but also in Horizon Europe. We are going to combine the two instruments. So Horizon Europe, it's twice as, we will have twice as much support for scientists, startups and scale-up, and renewed focus on deployment. We are also determined to unlock the full potential of dual-use technologies. We did propose Horizon Europe to be, for the next MFF, to be open by default for dual-use technologies, which is not the case now. And dual-use mean dual returns, stronger competitiveness and stronger security. And space is one of the sectors that will benefit the most from this. We have already opened the European Innovation Council to dual-use and defense-relevant projects under the current budgetary cycle. Actually, this was the first mini omnibus for defense that we did present it last year. Because we know the needs are urgent. And under the next budget, we want the dual use, as I said already, to be extended by the whole horizon. Finally, we continue simplifying the rules and harmonizing the rules. I heard part of the previous panel. So after the Space Act, the 28 regime and the European Innovation Act will remove more barriers in the single market. Public procurement, I mentioned, and actually a very big core of European Innovation Act will be linked with innovative public procurement and support for our innovative companies through procurement. The goal is any company can start, scale, and stay in Europe. And why regulation, of course, is important, access to funding is too. We are doing quite well in supporting startups in Europe, but scaling big tech companies requires a different instrument. One capable of supporting rounds in hundreds of millions. This is why we are developing the Scale-up Europe Fund, the largest pan-European growth stage fund for direct equity investments, bringing together private investors and institutional investors. So we hope that we'll be ready to make the first investment in the Scale-up Europe Fund by this summer. So ladies and gentlemen, to conclude, Europe's space innovation is already delivering security, sovereignty, and industrial strength. Today's fragmented world shows us that we must double down our efforts and ambition by increasing our resources, making smarter investment, and expanding cooperation. Thank you for your attention, and I look forward to cooperating with you in the years to come.